So I was approached by Radical Media and Discovery, and they asked me if I was interested in doing a film about tigers. And I thought, what in the world would I've never done a film about animals. Um, and then I went home, I thought about it, and I thought, what if we didn't do a poaching film? What if we didn't do a film about the destruction of the animal, but about the beauty and the majesty and people's love of the animal? That's sort of where the idea came from.
I just want to clarify that Radical Media called him, but it was really my idea.
That's right.
Sorry, I just forget
Hire
that.
Russ.
Oh, sorry.
Let's just get that. So I didn't have to work so hard.
Okay.
Because I know this guy's like one of my favorite. He's made 2 amazing movies that I just love. And I think that the fact that we make a lot of conservation films, especially Zara and I have done quite a bit together, the key to this was to find someone who was a great storyteller and who wasn't going to preach, but who was going to make you fall in love with characters. And by falling in love with characters, you're going to fall in love with tigers. And by falling in love with tigers, you're going to fall in love with saving the planet. So that's why this guy was the perfect person to do this. And I'm going to just keep making movies about saving the planet till I die, because, or till people wake the fuck up. I can say fuck, because it's crazy that we're in this position to begin with. And I have little kids, so my urgency meter has gone even off the charts. So we have to keep doing it, and we need to keep working with people like Ross and Zan and Zara, and finding subjects like this man here, who's making his life mission through conservation, through awareness, to save the tiger. So that's why I'm here.
My grandfather was a forest officer who started one of the biggest projects to save tigers in the wild, and with a lot of good political backing in that era. And my family's since come along and been in everything from wildlife tourism to conservation to having and their own NGO. But the idea is, I'm not a scientist. I'm not here preaching science. I want to create awareness. I think there's a lot of good people out there. Not just me, there's many other. I mean, I'm very small compared to that. And they're doing such amazing work, whether it's in anti-poaching, whether it's education, which is just spreading the word out there. All we want is people to know about. That's why people like Ross is amazing, because this documentary should go out there and spread the message. And we want to create that next generation, the real conservationists. That's why it's been told from a perspective of a kid, not from always an adult. He said he didn't want to make a poaching, anti-poaching video. It's all about character.
Movie, we don't call them
right. And I think that's what it's done, and it's going to shake some people, hopefully.
When we decided to do this film, we knew that there would be some moments of action that would be happening, but we had no idea what we were getting ourselves into. I don't know where to start. I mean, the first day we learned that we were going to be looking for cubs out in the wild in minus 20-degree weather in Far East Russia. That's just one thing. I mean,
that was the first day.
Yeah.
The cameraman.
And then the third day, the KGB came after
us.
us.
That's right. There was the KGB. And what else?
Yeah.
There was a lot of
The cameraman hadn't even arrived on location yet, and Ross, who's also a Sundance-winning cinematographer, actually just said, "Oh well, I have my cameras here, so I'm going to go shoot it." So Ross and Zan went and filmed the whole first adventure, because they were just, okay, we got to go, let's go. And that's how great documentaries are made. And I have hope that Trump will be indicted, and we have to change the administration in the United States, because he's now the biggest problem facing conservation. And I mean, us pulling out of the Paris Climate Accord, which is not nearly enough. So my hope is that the administration in the United States changes as quickly as possible, or at least we get rid of, and my hope is that this new head of the EPA, Andrew Wheeler, does not get confirmed. Sorry to get political, but he works for the oil and gas company, as do most of these people. Yeah. So the hope is that we keep getting people aware, and there are more people like Amit that are shedding light on the problem, and Ross making movies about it, and that's just one thing. But I think people they're waking up, I think. Especially since before the flood, when we couldn't even do a talk show because they were worried about the fossil fuel industry not giving them advertising dollars on their shows.
Our job is to tell these stories where, it is that can. It's like that little piece that we're picking up, and we're telling these little stories, and hopefully through those stories, stories have been the most powerful thing since, the dawn of man. Hopefully through those stories, we can get people to care about the people who are trying to save the planet, and hopefully those people will try or start wanting to save the planet themselves. I think stories are so powerful. I do have hope.
Education is power, and that's what it is. I mean, I'll give you the tiger example is we know our every tiger by name. You know, when somebody sees a tiger, they're told what tiger they're seeing, and it's not just a number. It is a tiger. And when something happens to that tiger, the world cries. That's enough. You know, that in itself moves political change slowly by slowly. The battle is that we are modernizing, industrializing too fast. And it's always, you know, what kind of rights do you protect in fossil fuels we talked about earlier or anything like that. But I think there is hope. There is hope.
Yeah.